TRUEWHALE versus Poo right here in the finals of the RTA Season 31 Legend Tournament.
Yeah, what we do know is going on is that these two players are going head-to-head for that title here. And as you mentioned, you know, Poo is trying to get that first Legend finish, and TRUEWHALE has done it twice. He's looking to get in that elite group of people that have won 3 or some. I don't think anyone has won more than 3 Legends. So
yeah, I think Pelin Bao has the record at 3 right now, if I'm not mistaken. Chat, fact check us in the meantime, but I'm pretty sure Pelin Bao holds the record.
Yeah, I think Dog Guy also has 3 Legends, but yeah, I guess that account is long gone these days. But anyways, we're going.
Mythologized now.
Yeah, TRUEWHALE is trying to accomplish that here as well, getting the first pick in the Cigar.
Oh, the Cigar first pick, probably like the, you know, one of the, if not the most important member of what we call the Holy Trinity of the recent ones, with the Cigar, Veligul, Chandra. Would you agree with that statement, Topa?
I think I would agree with that statement. You know, I was actually picking a Chandra first pick for majority of the season, and then just in these last couple of days, like today, earlier on the stream, I actually was first picking Cigar as well. You know, realizing that he's probably the more integral part of that combo. But you know, Poo not letting TRUEWHALE get that full combo and taking the Chandra away.
The Cigar just offers so much value, like on every single skill. Turns out hard crowd control on every skill is really good. You know, it's like just provoke, and then attack bar reduction and reset. That's awesome.
Yeah, who would have thought? And also, you know, providing that defense break that on that skill too allows you to combo with units like this Julian here, for example. You know, and that defense break, and Julian can then do massive damage.
TRUEWHALE not slowing down with the aggression, locking in that Sonya and the Ciara to round out the draft.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I like going for that. I mean, this has to be a Swift Ryu, the way he's drafting, but even then, that's a very low base speed unit. And Poo already has the speed advantage, and now that FNAP last pick is just looking monstrous.
Oh yeah, Poo's probably going to be able to, if he could take down the Ciara potentially, or at least guaranteed stunner.
Yeah, and we'll see the ban on the FNA, no surprise there. I suppose ban on Julian is a bit weird. I mean, this Sonya does have a potential of going first now. That incredible base speed she has.
Yeah, maybe he wasn't confident that the Oliver could keep it down the whole time. But now we're in the first round here of the best of 5. Got the reset on the Sonya.
Is that a Swift Oliver? That Oliver is moving in front of the Gianna.
Wait, that's a really good point.
A lot.
What is Poo cooking right now, dude?
I don't know.
How is he that fast?
Yeah, it's either super fast, violent, or on Swift, and definitely Nemesis opposite. Is that a Nemesis? Wait, was that a Nemesis on the Ciara too?
What is...
That is a Nemesis on the Ciara. What is going on?
We are eating well tonight. Also, chat is saying that I'm getting news from Nadim over on YouTube chat that there's someone with 4 Legend tournament wins. Nadim, please drop the name. Is it not Dog Guy? Who has more than Dog Guy? Tell me about.
Yeah, that might be Dog Guy 4 then. But either way, I mean, I guess this game is over here, you know.
Oh my god. Poo was like messing around with some interesting rune builds here. So maybe, I guess we'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure you're right that this Oliver has got to be on Swift or something. In order to move in front of the Gianna like that, that is highly suspicious.
Yeah, and also moving in front of the TRUEWHALE's Ryu, which is probably built on Swift if he runs a comp like this, but then the Ryu was also off-will, so Oliver was able to capitalize on that, and yeah, it's not a huge fan of TRUEWHALE's draft there.
Yeah, and we had someone in chat too say, should ban the Oliver. That's been the story of TRUEWHALE's life in this whole bracket today. Like, this is the second time today that he's had to dance around an Oliver. So I'm interested to see how he's going to tackle this again. Maybe he'll take the same approach. We might see it appear in a pre-ban in a second. It is crazy. It's dangerous. I don't know. Topo, do you think that the Oliver was really the hinge point, or do you see that maybe there was a different thing that kind of shifted that out of TRUEWHALE's favor?
It was just a combination of things. You know, Oliver was definitely a big part of that, especially having that 33% speed lead. That gave Poo the edge to go first with the, you know, I guess having, or potentially having the FNA, which got banned, but then having the Sekhmet. So still got the first turn, and then, you know, I guess it also outsped the Ryu, which happened to be an off-will, and, you know, was able to control the match from there.
Let's see how TRUEWHALE is going to change this up this time around. Again, the 2-time Legend Tournament winner, the America's Cup champion, up against the APAC champion from SWC 2024. Like this is crazy.
Can't help but notice that the TRUEWHALE banned the Water Twin Angels from Pooh last game, and he was actually heavily utilizing the Water Twin Angels in SWC. We saw him really rely on the Water Twins, but I don't think we've seen Pooh draft Water Twin Angels here today in this tournament. So maybe TRUEWHALE, I guess did his homework, but hasn't really been paying as much attention to the matches that he had against Lest.
It could be the case. That's a good observation. Oh, I see. So we got word from that. Had same profile pic. One of them has 3 and the other had 1 legend. Oh, I see. So no, it is 3. 3 is the record then. We're good. Just to kind of close that little thing at the end there. Thank you for double checking on that, chat. We appreciate you fact checking on the fly.
Yeah, and then this is interesting.
Again, is this the first Vanessa we've seen all day today, Topa?
I think it might be, and that's what I was saying. It's really interesting. Now there's like all the speed leads were available. He even had the Water Twin Angels, the Oliver, the Chandra, which he's been utilizing a lot. We'll often go over the Vanessa. Very interesting here. And then, TRUEWHALE responding with the meta here. No surprises there.
That leads me to think that maybe Pooh is like digging into the deepest corners of his monster box to bring out a different sort of team. That's exactly what we're seeing. This is a sort of like volatility that we have not seen out of Pooh tonight.
Yeah, this is a completely different team and draft that he utilized against Lest. And TRUEWHALE is still going to his tried and true here with the Yanhong, the super fast Yanhong, and then picking up a
Voldemort.
Not Kovarchi, but Zenisek. Yeah,
I'm picking up the Zenisek. Oh my god. Oh, thank you, Michael. That's so nice. Yeah, Pooh's put himself in a position now where he's got really good lead options. Like, everything is fantastic. He's going to have a 30% lead or a 33% lead or another. Look at him. He's greedy with these 33s.
Yeah, this is again a little bit like the first game. TRUEWHALE's like kind of committing the speed, but not really. And then Pooh is going like fully in the speed. And, we see there's like, 2 33s and a 30, and then having the high base speed in the FNA. But I guess that now he only has 1 high base speed in the FNA. And then TRUEWHALE does pick up the Ragdoll, though, which doesn't really signal an FNA ban, since, FNA is obviously built on 100 crits, so that's going to be giving a lot of attack power to the Ragdoll, but it's still the ban.
Yeah, I'd love to hear TRUEWHALE's thoughts on like what was going in there too. Like I'd love to know what both these players consider when they throw out their bans, because I thought the same thing that you did there. I'm thinking the Etna is a reason to bring the Ragdoll, but maybe he was thinking the Ragdoll would actually be the ban. Either way, Yanhong with this super high base speed followed closely by the Oliver again.
Yeah, I guess there's a little bit of mind games in the draft, right? You pick the Ragdoll, you probably expected to get banned, right? That's definitely what TRUEWHALE expected here, banning the FNA. And then, if the Ragdoll does get banned, the FNA is definitely the correct ban. But now that the Ragdoll didn't get banned, it looks a little bit foolish banning the FNA, but obviously we know where TRUEWHALE was coming from.
Yeah, that's right. Just go in for the damage at this point, exactly. You got the bomb on it, but you don't really care. You just want to knock out the Han while you can.
Yep. Pooh often did not use the Gianna skill 3 here. Very interesting.
Oh my god, the damage on that Yanhong.
Yeah, but that is a pretty tanky Yanhong too. My Yanhong would have been dead like 3 times over from that damage. So
you're being humble right now, Toba. But it is a great Yanhong. Ultimately, though, a first skill hit from Gianna is going to be the thing to put it down in the grave. She missed the bomb, but she lands all the stuns, baby.
Yeah, and Ragdoll doesn't get the proc, so Han gets one more turn here, a chance to do a little bit more damage, and Pooh is definitely in control here once more.
So this seems like this was a situation where maybe TRUEWHALE just didn't bring enough damage to put down that Han effectively a couple times. It's like there wasn't really any defense break on this team. What do you think kind of went wrong here for TRUEWHALE?
I think the Ragdoll last pick is not that influential, right? Like, if you're okay banning the FNA, clearly, right? He banned the FNA. So I think you should just take something that like deals with the rest of the team. Because if there is no F on the team, the Ragdoll is actually a really poor pick. There's a lot of single target skills with like Oliver and the Han, which Ragdoll is not that good into.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like, I would love I'd love to see this thing torrent something into oblivion. Unfortunately, that's just not going to happen with the Oliver here, I don't think. Oh wait, actually, hold on. Yeah, he's still got the reset. Oh,
yeah,
look at that.
Even if it were to happen, right? There's still 4 units on the side of, or 3 other units on the side of Pooh there. So yeah, Ragdoll pick not the most optimal pick there.
Exactly, especially when it's like, one of the units that was going to feed you the attack bar, ended up getting banned. But I could totally see how TRUEWHALE would think, oh, like, he's presenting a lot of crits, AoE crits in that fashion. So maybe he's going to ban the Ragdoll. He's going to take the bait and ban it. But Pooh saw through it. Credit to Pooh. Like, he actually really, like, kind of read through that pick ban phase really well. And that takes a lot of, like, experience.
Definitely. Yeah, a lot of players, they're just like kind of comfortable, or they get comfortable in like their first or fighting the first 4 opponents of the, what am I saying? The first 4 monsters from the opponent, right? So then they just get in that like auto mentality. All right, let's ban the 5th pick. And in that case, it would have been the Ragdoll. So then Pooh may have anticipated that TRUEWHALE thinks that he is banning the Ragdoll, and in response, TRUEWHALE would be banning the Efna, and then in response, Pooh actually doesn't ban the Ragdoll. And that might be all the mind games that were going on. I'm just theorizing here. But either way, Pooh is in a very dominant position, 2-0 lead.
Dude, and right now, TRUEWHALE is just going to do everything in his power to make sure that Pooh does not get a 3-0 in the finals right now. The first 3-0 of the night. Like, if anybody could do it, it would be TRUEWHALE. He could bring this back. He could get a point on the board. Tree in Twitch chat actually said 0 crit Gianna. That's an interesting point. I don't know. Did the Gianna not crit? I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I don't recall it critting, and that's a lot of people don't build their Gianna on crit rate anymore. So that's like another thing, right? Like you have that AoE from the Gian, you think like, okay, it's gonna crit, but nowadays, especially since they nerfed the S1 attack bar gain on critical hits, like going crits on oracles is not mandatory at all.
Yeah, my Juno's still 100, but my Ciara is no longer built on crit rate. I just funnel a bunch of attack on her and HP. I just make her tanky and, just attack and additionals.
Yeah, that's definitely the way to go for Ciara. She does have that bomb. Obviously, for Juno, it's a different story. Basically, she only has that S1. To like.
That's all she's good for. Is that S1? That's all she's good for.
Yeah, there's the skill too. Is like okay in some situations, but like you mainly just draft her for like that passive and then the S1 damage and cycling. So.
You remember that legendary strip we got on stream today, where it was like Juno skill 2 made it look like TOA. It was like 7 debuffs, seven dots. I think that was crazy.
I literally remember that moment, the moment I was saying that Juno only has S1. It's like, wait a second, there was that insane S2 on the stream. It's like, maybe she has an S2 as well.
Good. And I got super lucky. I stunned the Bella Jewel. Anyway,
we're back in the Juno, she's here.
Speaking of Juno,
speak
of the Juno, and she shall appear, right, Topa?
Yeah, Pooh is once again going for this turn 1 threat here with having the super fast Violent Gianna. Now that we know there's some Violent, unless he has multiple Giannas, we have seen players with multiple Giannas as well as the segment. And then this fast Oliver, maybe TRUEWHALE can pick up on this, that the Oliver outspeeds the Gianna. But I think a lot of these units on TRUEWHALE's side are going to be off-will, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, by this point, I think TRUEWHALE's probably locked in on that. I'm pretty sure he's remembering. He's committing all of the Olivers that he's encountering to memory, because he's had a lot of tough encounters with them tonight. The Julian gets banned, and we also have a potential Xingche showing here too. I was talking earlier about how the buff really kind of propelled him into the limelight of this season. So we'll see if he has a good showing this time.
Yeah, well, Segment on the other hand is not having a great showing. At least let's get the strip there.
Segment continues her absolutely legendary run of missing her skill 3 every time.
Yeah, it doesn't end up mattering that much since, he did get the strip and then Oliver is able to patch that up. But we'll see.
Oh, and the Zenisec resist. You notice there that Pooh actually got the sleep from Nikki, but Zenisec resisted it. Very fortunate for TRUEWHALE. Good stuns are going to give him the opportunity that he potentially needs to climb back here.
Ooh, that Nikki is definitely built on 100 res, and Monkey's, it does require a lot of stats, so this one is not seeming to be that high in accuracy. You saw the Divas break getting resisted, and then also the S1 actually got resisted. The S1 stun got resisted there as well.
Yeah, the no defense break. I saw the stun got resisted as well. I know that, you know, Oliver is like a traumatizing thing here, but yeah, TRUEWHALE's now locked in on the Nikki. That's exactly where I was going to point him. It's like the Nikki is definitely the one thing that can kind of throw this game in the trash for TRUEWHALE.
Definitely, yeah. Nikki has to be the first target here. After that, there is no sustain, and Juno might be able to take over. It's unlikely, but Juno could have it.
Based on the history of this bracket today, I'm hesitant also to say that she can solo, because I know that I was really convinced that she could solo too. Well, let's see. This is a good chance for her, especially Juno that's on revenge. Like Despair Revenge, Juno goes hard in situations like this.
Yeah, but that Gianna S1, look at that, 2,400 damage a hit. That is some insane artifact quality coming out of Pooh.
I felt that damage straight out of the screen. It was like Gianna reached out and hit me 3 times. Nice, Jingjae. That's what TRUEWHALE needs.
Yeah, he definitely needs a few more of those. And, you know, this Juno is getting dangerously low already. Oliver also doesn't have any debuffs on his skills, so he can kind of just slowly take the Juno out here.
He can. Chat, this is looking grim. It's a little close though. Chat, I want to hear who you think is going to take it. Is Pooh going to get a 3-0 on TRUEWHALE, or can TRUEWHALE pull it back?
Yeah, getting a very lucky double resistance on the Jingjae there, so Oliver is going to be out of that, out of skills for a little bit here, and getting that Divas break there as well.
Yes.
Ooh, but no stuns.
But no, dude. But I'm so glad he used the skill 2 there, because that's exactly the situation where you fish for it.
Oh, that's a misplay there coming out of Pooh.
Yes, that just healed the Juno.
Yeah, that was definitely a misplay from Pooh, using the S2 from Sekhmet. That put debuffs on the Juno, which then gave her the speed buff, which made it move in front of the Oliver. And Oliver remained death broken, and Juno's able to capitalize on that, and Juno actually takes it home.
Oh my god, she did it. You know, that read to me, Topa, like a desperation play. Like, I think he thought that maybe just like additional damage or something would be enough to take out, you know, both of them. Maybe. Like, you land defense break on the first hit, the other 2 are enough to kind of capitalize on it. But that was too greedy if that's the case, because Juno needed those debuffs so that way she could stay in the game.
Yep. And, you know, Juno did it this time, and we did not have our 3-0, so I'm thankful for that at least. But, you know, TRUEWHALE still has to win 2 more, and Pooh remains at match point here, so he's definitely has a long road ahead of him if he wants to claim that 3rd legend title.
I feel like we were owed that Juno solo. You know, we'd been tantalized with the potential for a Juno solo this entire time. She finally pulled through with a little help from her friend Jingjae. I'm seeing folks in chat saying literally through. That's what I'm saying. I think it was a desperation play. I think it was something where maybe he misread it and was like, I think I can take it if I get that defense break on the first one. It was a little greedy, but one of the cool things about doing best of 5, I mean, we'd have a best of 5 in the finals regardless, but you know, that notwithstanding, being in a best of 5 means that you can kind of take risks like that and not be totally living in fear afterwards, right, Topa?
Yeah, definitely. You know, even in like SWC, we actually had a best of 7 for the final, and we saw like Les test a couple of speeds in like, you know, that best of 7 against Kelly and Bao. And, you know, yeah, the more games there are, the more obviously the more room for error there is, and the more room for testing there is. And it also really just surfaces like who ultimately is the better player, like who can adapt better and all that stuff.
Yeah, and if there's one thing that TRUEWHALE's really good at, it's adapting on the fly.
For sure. And, you know, he's going to need that here, as his Chandra is banned here, but still just going for that Sagar. And Yanhan Pooh has his, you know, foot on the gas his whole way through, just going for that turn 1 aggression.
And this is that super aggressive play style, you know, like you were pointing out, like, oh, the Pontos. Wait a minute. I don't know if I'm vibing with the Pontos. I don't know. What do you feel, Topa? I feel like maybe we're lacking damage.
We might be, but I was also thinking that we really need a speed lead on TRUEWHALE's side, so Pontos does fill that role at least. But yeah, like already into a Gianna, and now the Juno's coming out too. Like, yeah, I think I would have liked Laura to be some sort of a damage dealer instead.
Yeah. because now it's like there's so many strip opportunities on Pooh's side, and it feels like Pooh can just kind of continue his draft uninterrupted at this point.
Yeah, rounding it out with that Nikki, you know, we saw that Nikki do great work in that game 5 against Les, but not so much against TRUEWHALE just now. So we'll see. TRUEWHALE can pick some sort of a damage here.
I'm seeing some folks in chat rooting for Pooh as well, because this is potentially his first legend victory right here, and it could be an upset. You know, TRUEWHALE trying to go for the 3rd one in the books, trying to get his name in there 3rd time for that legend victory, and Pooh could absolutely disrupt that right now.
Absolutely, yeah. Pooh has been, you know, drafting and playing really, really well today, and you know would definitely be deserving of that title here. But yeah, TRUEWHALE rounds out his draft at CR, you know, another speed lead and that bit of damage that we were asking for, so good pick there. But now there's not really a Swift unit on the side of TRUEWHALE.
Laura with that 120, that crisp 120 base speed, taking turn 1, push back. And what's good about this, I suppose, is that Juno could potentially miss the strip, but I don't know if it matters. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, well, there's not going to be any strip because Cigar is moving next with that speed buff from the Laura and getting the pushback. And actually, you know, there wasn't a speed unit on the side of Pooh either. So this is definitely looking very good for TRUEWHALE, especially after landing all the pushbacks and provokes.
Yeah, great call out there. She did end up getting rezzed, didn't resist. Juno's now down 1 more turn before she can actually strip anything. So TRUEWHALE has a nice window here. He's taking good control. This could be his 2nd point on the board.
Wait, this Sierra is on Will Nemesis Seal.
What? She put that seal?
Yep, she put that seal, and I'm pretty sure she had Will runes. At least in the match before. Yeah, there's the seal again.
What is he cooking? Dude, this is crazy. These folks are really onto some new like rune tech going on.
This is wild. Yeah,
if he
in
does
the
put this
previous
up,
game
I
I
do
saw it
believe
was
that Juno's strip is up. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a slight miscalculation there on TRUEWHALE's side. But then Juno's strip is not that consistent, and then this also allows, you know, the Laura now to get her skill 3. Not going for the skill 3, but, you know, could have gone for the skill 3 there. And then, you know, Juno wouldn't have that buff remove. But this Sierra with the seal, oh my.
She's landing seal all over the place. She's making a very good case for seal runes in general right now, Topa.
Yeah, for sure, you know. Vanessa Vanessa wasn't sealed up there. Maybe she shouldn't be sealed up because to just get that violent proc there, defense break the Laura, and Laura is in a little bit of trouble right now. Definitely should be using the skill 3 here.
Being that she can get a little bit of extra damage. There's a counter from the Juno that's going to take down the Laura in a cruel twist of fate. one last seal for the road. Look at that.
There was another seal. But there was no silence on the Vanessa this time, so Vanessa does have the revive. And no provoke either. But the crit.
Oh, look at this, Topa. This is looking pretty good. I think you put it on Juno and pop it. I think you just go for it.
I think I would have gone for it too. That bomb did, what, 26,000 damage turn 1 against the Han? The game has gone on for a bit longer, so that should be about like a 28,000 bomb, which probably would take out the Juno.
Yeah, because I think that these two remaining units would have a lot easier time dealing with Vanessa than Juno. So, but you know, we'll see how that. We'll see if that actually comes into play. Maybe it won't. Oh, she's hanging on. I don't know. I'm scared, man. I think maybe that should have gone on Juno.
Yeah, but he's fine here, you know, to get that reset. So there's no strip here, and we're still hanging on. We also, that Ponto's S1 also did actually pretty good damage. We saw it on the finishing off that Nikki earlier. So Ponto's S1 might be enough to take out this Juno here.
Yes. Oh, there you go. Yeah, TRUEWHALE with this. Goes for the AoE.
Yeah, S2, that'll do the trick too.
That was so funny. I don't know, like, chat, that was such a TRUEWHALE way to end that game, because even though he was practically guaranteed to kill that Juno, right, he still didn't use skill 1 because he didn't want to pass the dots just in case it passed the dots and then Juno could heal. That was so funny.
Yep. You know, it was funny. We're both talking about the lack of damage on TRUEWHALE's team, and then all of a sudden the Ponto seemed to be built on damage. Like that Ponto is actually critting a lot and actually putting out some serious numbers.
Every time it hit, I was definitely surprised by the numbers that it was pumping out. Like because truly I thought that he was lacking damage in that game. But it just goes to show that I'm having to relearn this same lesson each time we watch a set. It's like these guys have so much damage just lingering around in their artifact substats or like also in their rune efficiency. Like the runes of these guys are off the charts, and I would expect nothing less from like previous legend champions, previous SWC regional cup champs. Like we're getting a great show from these guys.
Yeah, and we're going to game 5 here, Evan. This is so exciting. It's coming down the wire here.
This is it. This is it, guys. Best of 5, 5th round, TRUEWHALE versus Pooh. Let's see who this season's legend will be.
Yeah, TRUEWHALE trying to gatekeep Pooh from getting this first legend title, going for his third one as we go into the pre-bans here. Both speed monsters banning out both sides.
Yeah, TRUEWHALE really wanting that third, and he will deny Pooh his first to get it. That's what he wants. What's up, Ribbon Sue?
Yeah, this would be a reverse sweep, a full reverse sweep. Pooh was up 2-0, and now we're tied to 2-2. It is match point either way. You know, this is the final game here. So, and TRUEWHALE now taking down Oliver. Pooh with a very early Wind Monkey response.
Yeah, I mean, we said it earlier. If anybody could do this, it's TRUEWHALE. And so the Wind Monkey pick, it's like, I don't know, Topa, do you think? I think that Oliver is enough to justify the Wind Monkey. What do you think?
It might be. I said it's a bit early, but you know, Wind Monkey, you know, Oliver is usually paired up with units that Wind Monkey does well into, and right now, I mean, that is showing through here. Pooh's draft is phenomenal into what TRUEWHALE is bringing here.
Oh yeah, and like there's a little bit of sustain from the Lucia to keep the Acroma alive. You know, there's counterattacks. There's also the Acroma implies a glancing effect, right? So that means that like you're kind of stuck between an Acroma and a hard place because it's like, you know, you're swinging in, you're getting punished by the Jingxie, you're not doing a lot of damage. Like Pooh's draft is incredibly synergistic and also very geared around punishing Oliver.
Yeah, and it's also, you know, deals. That's why I wasn't a huge fan of TRUEWHALE's second round picks in the Miles and the Sekhmet, because Pooh is not really showing speed, right? He's going with the Xingzi in the first round picks. Sure, he has a 33 speed lead, but going with the Xingzi, like you're already almost committing to this turn 2 style draft. So then TRUEWHALE picking like 2 very high speed units in the Miles and the Sekhmet. Just not a huge fan of that.
Yeah, I want to see it one more time in chat. Who do you think's going to win? This is your last chance to say your prediction. TRUEWHALE versus Pooh. We're going into game 5 right now. Looks like a poll was run over on the YouTube side. We got 70% for TRUEWHALE, 29% rooting for Pooh to get that first Legend Tournament win right now. Pedza over on Twitch is hoping for a draw. Get off the fence, Pedza. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think, have we ever seen a draw in a Legend Tournament? I don't think we have. That would be something.
No, I don't think so. I think we've seen the opposite, where we see people scoop super fast, but I don't think we've ever gotten to a draw. Wow, so many counters coming out here, because oftentimes the Lucia is built on multiple sets of revenge.
Yep. I'm going to say it outright. I don't know how TRUEWHALE gets through this.
Neither do I.
Leo being on the field too. It's like Miles is no damage. There's just Oliver doesn't do pushbacks.
Did you see the seal runes pop out too? There's a unit over there on seal. I think it was the Jingxie.
Yep, the Jingxie is built on seal. So you know what? That heal block might be the way.
That would be a good opportunity. Let's see if he can capitalize on it, because there's nothing AoE. But if anybody can proc into something, it'd be Oliver. Let's see it. Nothing. This is, of course, this is the time when Oliver decides to not take the 22.
Yeah, there's no cleanse on the side of Pooh, so you know that defense break, and well, that's one way to cleanse yourself, I suppose. But the defense breaks and heal blocks and other debuffs will be sticking. But you know, how much uptime do you really have on those when there's a Leo on the board? So you can't take full advantage of your speed here.
Oh man, dude, I gotta say, I am so impressed by Pooh's draft. Like, this is complete shields up, like, you know, weapons online. Like, I am all defense, baby. Like, you know, the best offense is a good defense, apparently.
Yeah, and this is also, you know, a full passive team coming out of Pooh here. And like I said before, I don't see how TRUEWHALE gets through this. I think it's only a matter of time before TRUEWHALE drops here, and Pooh will looking to be claiming his first ever legend title here.
I know, and it's so funny to like call that when all the units are in play, but it is so difficult to think of a world where TRUEWHALE can break through this wall. Pooh is very well on his way to becoming the first, or rather, to achieving his first Legend Tournament victory for Season 31 here. Man, the Miles is just so hindered by the Leo right now too, Topa.
Yeah, doing, you know, 2,000 damage a hit, it's just not gonna cut it. And
No,
you know, already losing the Oliver, and yeah, I don't see it.
Man, it happens. You know, it's like you think you get the cycling from the Oliver, or you know, you think Miles won't be impacted that badly. It's always more than you think it is. You know, with the Miles versus the Leo, like so much of Miles' damage comes from Leo, or rather from his speed is hindered by.
Yep. Exactly, yeah. You know, that segment is already looking weak here, and the Raccoon, as good of a unit it is into the Leo, providing all that attack bar manipulation, and as well as the healing, it's just not enough healing in the long run here. Pooh definitely has a lot more sustain with, you know, just having tankier units in the first place, with all the shields and the heals coming out, and segment drops, and we're well on our way.
I would have loved to see this draft again, but with Leo banned, you know, maybe, or something, or a Tessarion or something like that.
There it is.
There it is.
Ooh.
Pooh is the champion for RTA Season 31. He is our legend.